Hi Sweet Beans, welcome or welcome back to the Little Reader's Corner. You may be wondering where the heck I went for 6 months, and basically I'm in a master's program and it got very hectic and I need to take some time off. So I'm trying to ease back in, do maybe a little video here or there, see how it goes, take some of the pressure off and just create a little more content in the new year, so we'll see how that goes. But for now, let's talk about my 2023 anticipated releases. Last year, I had a very long list of amazing books that I wanted to read, and I didn't get to most of them. I did get to some, and many of the other ones I still hope to get to one day, but last year just wasn't a very heavy reading year, and it doesn't always have to be. But this year, I'm trying to create a little more balance in my life. We'll see how that goes. But for now, let's talk about the 2023 anticipated releases, of which I have 10 to make it a little more manageable. So I tried to really boil down to just the top releases that I am most excited for. So grab yourself a nice hot beverage or cold beverage if you'd like, and let's get started. So let's start off with the first book that is releasing very soon and might actually already be out by the time that you see this video, and that is Really Good Actually. Really Good Actually is written by Monica Hasey and it comes out on January 17th. The cover immediately grabbed me when I saw the cover of this book, and I was like, okay, this is something I need to see what the synopsis is about, because I am 100% intrigued, and after reading the synopsis I am still on board. I still agree. I would love to know how this book pans out. I really want to read it, and I've already pre-ordered it, so I'm feeling pretty excited. It's on my January TBR. Let's talk about it. So this book is about a 28-year-old graduate student who is currently working on her graduate thesis, and she's also going through a divorce. So she's got a lot of going on in her life, and she tries to get back into the dating scene and tries to take on modern love. It's described as a messy search for joy after a major breakup, and this sounds like exactly what I need right now. It's described as a terribly funny, painful, bittersweet comedy, and it sounds like such a good time, so I'm really looking forward to reading this one. Next up is Spice Road by Maya Ibrahim and comes out January 24th. So this is described as a YA Arabian-inspired fantasy and is the first in a new series. 17-year-old Imani has to fight to protect her brother who has betrayed their nation. There are jinn monsters lurking out in the desert, secret coveted magic, and it's all about protecting family, loyalty, and loved ones. And I'm really looking forward to this one. It looks like it might maybe have a similar vibe to City of Brass, which I love City of Brass. I still haven't finished the Diababad series, but maybe one day I will, and in the meantime I'm excited to read this one this year. Next on my list is Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey. This comes out February 7th. It's a steamy new rom-com by a very beloved romance writer who I don't even think I've read any of her books. I think I read one. Yes, I just read one of hers. So I'm looking forward to trying some more because I did enjoy the last one that I read. So this is about a starchy, grumpy professor who has a very bubbly, fun neighbor, and it's about their little love story and how they get together. So it's a little bit of an opposites attract, grumpy sunshine personality type of romance. It sounds really cute and it sounds like exactly what I need in February. Next up, we have The Adventures of Amina Al-Shirathi. This is by Shannon Chakraborty, who is also the author of the City of Brass series. This is the start of her new, I think, duology that comes out on March 7th. This is a story all about magic and mayhem that takes place on the high seas with pirates. There are also sorcerers, forbidden artifacts, and magic. Our main character, Amina, is a notorious pirate who is at the top of her career, but she wants more. It starts off with a bit of a quest and uncovering of ancient mysteries. In April, we have the new release from one of my favorite authors of all time, Emily Henry, and that is Happy Place, coming out on April 25th. This is a new romance novel that is all about a couple that has already broken up but is going on their annual summer vacation with their best friends and decides to hide from their best friends that they have actually broken up and are no longer together. So it's kind of a fake relationship trope story, but they actually did date, so it gets a little complicated and we shall see what happens. But I have loved every single book I've read by Emily Henry and I am so looking forward to this new one. Next, we have The Water Outlaws by S.L. Huang. This comes out on May 9th. This story is inspired by classic martial arts literature and is about a group of outlaws and bandits. This is a story that contains battles, bandits, and queer love, and it sounds like a really good time. Then at the end of May, on May 30th, we have Lesbian Love Story, a queer nonfiction, coming out. This is a collection, I think, of short stories that tells multiple different stories of untold lesbian love stories from the 20th century. It looks really good and I'm really excited to read all these beautiful stories. And last on my list is Family Lore. This is by Elizabeth Acevedo and it comes out more towards the end of this year on August 1st. This is a story about a seer of death who sees the foretold death of her family and decides to plan her own family's wake. It involves a family reunion and the telling of untold secrets. And judging off all of Elizabeth Acevedo's previous work, I believe that this is going to be amazing and I cannot wait. Most of her work has been in more of a prose poetry type of format, and I am not sure if this is still going to take that format or if it's going to be a little bit more of a classic novel, but we shall see. So those are all of the new releases coming out this year that I'm really excited to read. As I mentioned, I tried to keep more around 10 books, just so I have a little bit more of a realistic goal of the new books that are coming out that I want to read. Please tell me what book you are most excited to read this year. Maybe I'll put a little more onto the end of my TBR. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Bye!